There we are live here, boys and girls. What's going on? This is Keith Goon Conlon. Welcome to the Goon and Ironhead show, live from Quaker Steak and Lube on the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show. Sans Ironhead, who's on vacation. Who does that, huh? It's the most important week of the year. I mean, we got the NBA draft tonight. Who goes on vacation? But I am joined by one of our sponsors, CEO of Timberland Federal Credit Union, Shane Pence from Kerwinsville area, a longtime sports guy. I'll give you a little background here. And not only is he a sponsor, but he actually knows and loves talking sports. So it was an easy call to figure out who I can get on the air with me to shoot the crap. And Shane, welcome, my brother.
Well, thank you. Honored to be on. It is a great show, and just thankfully that I'm able to spend a little time with you.
I mean, there's stuff we had a nice little lunch here. I mean, I've known Shane 5-6 years now. We had a nice little lunch today. So I found some stuff out that we'll get into. We'll delve into his love or lack thereof of a Western PA football team.
Yeah,
which is sort of alarming, being that you're a Kerwinsville, Clearfield, Western Pennsylvania guy himself. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So, big past weekend here in the United States. I know we're gonna. I don't know. I said, hey, come on, we're going to talk about anything we can talk about, and the first thing we're going to talk about is something we know nothing about. And that's the World Cup of soccer. But I have to take my hat off. I have told Ironhead I thoroughly enjoy watching the World Cup of soccer because the nationality and the pride and the love that goes into the game out there with the fans, but with the players and stuff like that. I've always appreciated that. But now that I'm watching on social media and watching all these news breaks of Europeans and South Americans and Africans and Eastern Europe, Middle Eastern people in America just absolutely loving everything we have. I know Shane and I had talked before on our lunchtime about it, how much pride and nationalism we have going right now, just watching this stuff. So,
yeah, it's great to see. I see it on TikTok.
Yep.
You see all the videos. There's actually somebody, I think his name is Freddie from Germany, that a lot of people are following, watching his travels along actually rural America in the South. And just his travels and just loving life in America.
Yeah. And what does that bring out of you? I know what it brings out of me.
Yeah, it makes me feel great.
Yeah.
Sometimes you watch the news, you watch whatever, and you think, boy, we have it pretty rough here, and everybody thinks it's just a terrible place. When you see these people come over here, it's just great to see.
You know where I grew up. I grew up in the Philadelphia area, so I've been watching Philadelphia broadcasting news for my whole life, and I can give you an interpretation of Philadelphia news the last 50 years. Death, destruction, pestilence, rape, pillaging, murders, shootings. And, oh, by the way, we're going to have this little feel-good story at the end of, they're going to go to an old age home. So I grew up with the news just being, Debbie Downers and all the time and stuff like that. So it is such a breath of fresh air to see these people, as in specifically the Europeans. I know the one thing that I had seen was the one guy came across and he was like, I was told I was going to be involved in a gun shootout. I possibly get involved in some kind of gang initiation, or I was going to be held up, beat up, this and that. And he goes, I cannot tell you how much I have enjoyed the United States and the people. I have been told my whole life that it's a bad place. There are bad people. And the worst part about it is, Shaner, is that we're taught the same thing about us.
Yeah.
That our country is horrible. Everybody's poo-pooing on us for decades and this and that. And now it's like, you know what? It is a pretty damn great place.
It sure is. And again, just to expand on that a little bit, the Tartan Army at Fenway Park, I'm not sure if people have seen those videos. They basically took over Boston and drank it dry. It's an amazing sight to see.
To give you some highlights, and this is where it actually started when the people up in Boston were talking about it, and they said, with that, and I will not even try to do the Boston accent, but I think that they're even having trouble understanding. It's like the Scots and the New Englanders are together. It's a whole different lingo going on, and it's like, what did he say? what did that person say, this and that. So, but what I love is that the bar owners would come out in Boston. This is where it all started. And they said, we have St. Patty's up here in Boston. We have July 4th weekend. We have 4-day weekends. The number that the guy said, I could not believe. He said that they quadrupled their greatest 4-day numbers in the first week that the Scots were there.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. They basically they can't keep beer in stock. It's amazing.
The videos are absolutely outstanding. So they showed the Tartan Army going to a Red Sox game. I mean, this was last week, so they've already played a game because the Tartan Army is now in Miami. And we'll get into those stories because there are some people on there today. But they had the bagpipes and they had the drums and this and that. And then I'm sorry, but you can hear it here first. When I do die, you will hear bagpipes and drums at my funeral. I love the noise. I love the sound. I love everything about it. So the videos of them taking over Fenway Park were absolutely fantastic. And they have no idea what the hell is going on in baseball, but they're out there loving life and drinking beer and jumping around in their kilts.
Yeah. It's almost a shame they're not here to see college football in the fall.
That's the other thing. See, that's the thing I was going to compare it to. Like, I love when visiting teams come to State College, and they're like, dude, this place is absolutely amazing. This is the greatest place we've ever tailgated, the greatest place we ever came to a game in and all that. I love that feeling. And that's the feeling I have going on right now with my country.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to feel that way. Like I said, you see the videos, you see the pride, you see them just embracing America. And it's really cool to see.
Absolutely it is. And it's not just the Boston area. I love how FIFA has set it up, where there's games in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. So we have people. That's the one thing I did want to say that I did love hearing. And one guy was an English guy. He goes, people always complain about the Americans and their passports, and they don't like to take their passports, and they fight having the passports and this and that. He goes, they get on a plane and fly 6 hours. They're still in the same country.
Absolutely.
And it's, we in Europe, we fly 2 hours and you hit 6 countries.
Right.
We drive 6 hours. You're going to be, halfway across Europe. It's just, he goes, it's just amazing that you are set up. You have 50 countries in the United States. And that's what I loved hearing. Like there's 50 different countries in the United States of America. And I can get behind that. Because some guy was like, hey, we were in Portland, we were in Kansas City, we're in Chicago and New York. That's 4 completely different cities.
Yeah, couldn't be much different. That is for sure.
4 different countries that they were in, that they were visiting, and I think it's great. I couldn't be prouder of the country, and I couldn't be prouder of the World Cup coming here, and let's just get 2 more weeks of it. USA is doing well.
Yes, they are.
Now we have to talk about this.
Okay.
We don't know.
No.
Soccer from a hole in the wall.
No.
And I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you this, but I have always loved the World Cup. So I have watched it. I believe that the 94 World Cup is when I originally first started watching, when they were over here in 94.
I think that is right. I think it was 94.
It wasn't a bad year.
No, I think the U.S. did pretty well that year as well, but wasn't a bad year for you personally either.
Or you?
No, it was not.
So let's talk about Mr. Shane Pence over here. So you're one of the top dogs over at Timberland Federal Credit Union. Again, one of our great sponsors, and not the reason you're here. And your reason here is because you're a friend and you can talk crap with football and baseball and basketball and soccer.
Yes.
So we are I gotta say this the correct way, because there's only one legend in Kerwinsville.
There is only one.
There is only one. It's like Highlander.
Yeah, there can be only one.
So Shane grew up in the Kerwinsville area, which is right next to Clearfield, a rival.
Yes, rival high schools. Very much so.
Yeah. And you went to where the man, the myth, the legend, Brad Spider Caldwell went. I ever tell you my Kerwinsville story? I may have. The first time I met you, I think I told you, but it's easily forgettable. So Went to Kerwinsville to watch my girlfriend's little brother's basketball game, and now my wife, obviously. Her younger brother played at Kerwinsville, and I got there, and I called Spider, and I said, I'm at your high school, and there's not a statue here of the Spider.
I don't get it. Like I said, he's easily the most influential, important, whatever you want to say, figure in Kerwinsville history.
Sure. I mean, he's the world's most famous arachnid, first of all.
Well, that's a good thing because I do have severe arachnophobia.
Do you really?
He's the only Spider I'm okay with.
Oh, see? He's breaking down barriers is what Spider Caldwell does.
That's
so
what he does.
Little shout out to Spider right now. Spider is in his last week of work at Penn State.
Great career.
Oh, my God.
Great career.
I mean, I tried to get him on here for the show this week. So, again, we have Ironhead is out this week. He's down in North Kakalaka, and then we are actually taking our summer break off next week. So we're just hanging and banging here this week. So I got some different guys coming in and out throughout the day. So we got Kerwinsville legend here. Shane Pence. You get better and better every comment,
man. I'm going to keep coming back. You keep referring to me like that.
So, let's talk about you. You grew up there. You went to Kerwinsville. Then you came to Penn State.
I did. That is correct. I graduated in 94, which was a great year to graduate as a Penn State fan. Well, maybe bittersweet is a better term to put with the way that ended. But, yeah.
What is your feel? Do you think Penn State should somehow go back and retroactively make a claim on that national title?
Well, they did win the New York Times title.
This is true. The Cigar and rankings, we were number one.
Yes. I said at the time, pick a place, anytime, anywhere. Penn State that year would score as many points as they needed to beat Nebraska.
Yeah. Yep. I've spoke of this often, and that was that, tell you a story is that a year later I go to the combine. Obviously I had my senior year after the 94 season. So we're at the combine and I'm talking to some guys from Nebraska and this and that. And I was like, can't be mad at these guys. They did what they had to do.
Right.
And by going out there and winning all their games. And it's just like the politics and the coaches come into play. It's expected to get a little weird, and it did.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, just a little bit, buddy. The politics rear their ugly old head in there. So,
well, the media felt like they needed to give Tom Osborne his first national title that year in 94.
Absolutely.
They should have waited one more, and he had it in 95.
I'm telling you, that 95 team, I'm going to say, is in the top 3 best football teams I've ever seen in college football history.
They're very good.
Yeah, that 95 team. I'm saying the 94 team we would beat, I think, because they hadn't come together completely. They had the Tommy Frazier injury in 94 and Brooke Behringer coming in and stuff like this. So I think our defense could have held them enough to let us score enough points. And, the old adage in college football and how you beat an option team is you got to get up on them and take them out of that option game. So if we get up 21 points and they want to sit there and play the option game, go ahead. You want to milk the clock, that's fine. Keep us off the field, that's fine. But you're going to lose the game.
Yeah, I'd imagine Coach Paterno would have been absolutely fine with letting them run that option about 8 minutes off the clock every time they had the ball.
Yep. Hold them to a field goal attempt or a touchdown here and there. But as long as we were scoring on offense, I don't think there's anything that they could have done in that game that season.
Correct.
So I do talk about this all the time when people start talking about the 94 thing. And so I do want to, do you think that Penn State should go retroactively and go back and claim that? I want to do it before Pitt does.
How many Pitt claim? Like they have 31 now?
Yeah. I think they claimed 6 or 7 more that they weren't actually a university. I don't think we were even, it was Fort Pitt. It wasn't in the United States of America yet.
Yeah.
But they declared 2 of those teams as national champions. But, why? I mean, I think we should.
Yeah, why not? Undefeated, untied. And again, in my clearly unbiased opinion, the best team. There's no reason that they shouldn't go back and claim that. I
mean, Central Florida goes out, or Central Florida was that an undefeated team, right? that went and claimed that one undefeated season as a national championship. And the NCAA acknowledged it. So Ironhead had me look into the actual the record books of the NCAA. And if you look at football champions of the 1994, we are actually given a nod.
Oh, I didn't know
In
that.
the actual record book of the NCAA, it says Penn State, New York Times.
Okay.
That was all the computer rankings and stuff like that, and much what they use today. But, I mean, people ask me a lot, do I think that we should go back and claim it? And, I mean, honest to God, there's no other number 2 ranked team in the history of football that gets as much acknowledgement as we do. It's really, I mean, that's how nationwide, I mean, people still talk about, like, you were on that 90, and they remember that. Like, that was bad.
Yeah.
But people don't talk about this. And that is the year before. Because people are like, why don't they just split it? Why didn't they just split it? So there's so many circumstances that went into that. So 1990 and 91, they were split national champions. So it wasn't like it was like a newfound thing to split a national title. So get to 93, and this is where it gets really weird. So if you remember the Notre Dame-Florida State game at Notre Dame.
I do. That was the Catholics versus Convicts game, I believe.
That was Miami.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
Sorry, you're right.
Yep.
Yes,
So
right.
the Florida State game was when Notre Dame kicked a last-second field goal to win the game. So they beat Florida State. And then a week later, Notre Dame lost to Boston College on a late field goal. Remember? Mm-hmm. So then when it came down to it, Notre Dame and Florida State had the exact same schedule, the exact same record. Big bowl wins, all of this and all that, but they gave the national title to Bobby Bowden. When Notre Dame beat them head-to-head.
Right.
So there's your precedence of complete crap, first of all.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
None, other than the sympathy going out to, well, we got to get Bobby Bowden a national title. And then the next year, Tom Osborne deserves a national title. You know who deserves the national title, Shane? Keith Conlon.
I agree, 100%.
Marco Rivera, Jeff Hardings, Kerry Collins, Kijana Carter.
The greatest offensive line I've ever seen in Penn State. It was that 94 team. Unbelievable.
Yes, it was a fun time. It was pretty unbelievable, like walking to the line of scrimmage and the defense is just looking at it. You're like, they're looking at you like, be gentle.
Yeah, we got no chance. We have no chance.
Hey, is there any chance you could, keep it under 50 today?
Yeah.
But, so I waffle. So it goes back to that Florida State Notre Dame thing. So I was like, what the heck? I mean, they did that for Bowden. And they gave him a national title, so he got his national title. He sort of backed into it. Osborne wins a national title, but did he win it because he didn't play us? So we get into, this is where I start getting a little very pissy, is we get into the 1997 season. And Michigan is by far and away the best football team in this country. And you remember what happened? Bowl season. Tom Osborne now has won 2 of the last 3 national titles now because that's what everybody, he deserved the one in 95 like we talked about. That was the best football team, second or third best football team I ever saw. To say it was the LSU with Burrow.
Oh, unbelievable.
And that Miami 2001 team was just that's the 2 best college football teams, including that's the third of Nebraska. One of those 3, I think Miami's number 1, but that Nebraska 95 team could put a whooping on. They could probably take that Miami team because they couldn't be able to stop them.
That is correct. Now, where would you put your own 94 team in that hierarchy?
In that hierarchy, I'm going to go back to our defense, and that's what everybody does is always going to go back and lean on the defense and say, Nebraska would have put 40 up on you. And then you're going to say, well, we would have put 41 up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We would have scored as many points as we had needed to win the game. But, I'm not going to put us in offensively. I'll put us in the top 2 or 3. I know that there was that USC Bush Leinart era. Lendell White. That offensive line, that defense they had, that was a damn good team, but a great offense. You have 2 Heisman Trophy guys on one offense.
Right. Well, you did.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess we did, but you didn't get that. So, So go back to the 1997 Michigan is great. We saw them play here and just embarrass and debacle and destroy Penn State in that 97 game.
Yeah.
That's one of the great teams I've ever seen. But lo and behold, 1997, Tom Osborne says what? Oh, I'm going to retire after this bowl game. Oh, man, we got to give Tom another national title. So guess what they did? They split it. So Michigan did nothing to lose the number one ranking, but yet the people decided that Nebraska needed the national title because Tom was on his way out. So I guess if Joe had said he's going to retire in 1994, we could have gotten a sympathy national title, right?
Yeah, that hindsight, that's probably the way it would have went.
Jeez Louise. It is what it is, buddy.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like we're also probably more well-known as being the team that got screwed.
Yeah, I don't think many people talk about Michigan in 97 or –
because they got a piece of it.
Yeah, they got a piece. I think it's the 94 Penn State team that it's like – but they should have.
So I just – again, Shane asked me, what are we going to talk about? And I'm going to say, whatever comes into my head.
That's fine.
You don't want to hear that because that's a scary one. We could be going down some dangerous paths. So I did watch this past weekend the 30 for 30, the Requiem for the Big East.
Oh.
Do you remember that one?
I've only seen bits and pieces, but I remember that basketball.
Yeah.
And it was unbelievable.
It was absolutely amazing. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And they just showed the 83. So you and I are a year apart. Mm-hmm. So 83 was when the NCAA, I mean, you could say Magic and Bird bought the NCAA. I don't remember who the hell played in the 81, 82.
I can tell you that.
Who played 80 in one of the 82 national titles?
Indiana, North Carolina, Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right.
Upset. I'm not sure it was an upset, but yes. And then 82 was North Carolina and Georgetown where Michael Jordan makes the shot.
I do know those games. All right, I'm going to shut my fat mouth. You're right.
But I know what you're alluding to with the Big East.
So the Big East drops in, but no, NC State.
NC State was 83.
NC State drops the 83. So I think that was when the tournament really took off.
I agree. And those final games were right down to literally to the buzzer.
Yep. I think 80. Who won in 84?
I want to say it was Georgetown.
Georgetown won for sure. Definitely because they had that bald. Graham was his last name. He was like a tank out there. But you had Patrick Ewing and stuff. So I'm watching this Big East, where the Requiem for the Big East, and they were talking about the basketball. And this is where this is your baby.
Yes. So
unbelievable tournament. And then the 1985, 3 out of 4 teams from one conference in the Final Four.
Georgetown, Villanova, St. John's.
And then who was the fourth?
Was that LSU?
No, sir.
Give me a conference.
I don't know which conference they would have been in, but it was a Southern school.
Oh. Who? Because it was whoever. I'm pretty sure Georgetown beat St. John's,
correct,
I think, in the semifinal.
With Chris Mullen and Bill Wennington.
Yep. Malik Sealy, I think.
Woohoo! There you go.
On that team. Who did Villanova beat to reach the final? Southern squad. Well, it's not LSU.
They have some fantastic barbecue.
Not Kansas?
Mm-mm. How the hell's Kansas have barbecue? Wait till Schlegel gets here. We're talking about some barbecue in Kansas.
Yeah, no rock
if they have barbecue in Kansas, Schlegel will be there. Trust me.
Well,
we know that.
Kansas City, but I'm not.
Okay, where's the other one?
It would be North Carolina barbecue.
That's what I like. But when I'm talking like ribs.
Missouri? I'm drawing a blank.
Correct first initial.
Mississippi.
Nope. Correct first initial.
My geography is lacking.
Memphis.
Oh, yes, with Keith Lee.
Keith Lee. I didn't know I know they had a dude named Lee, but I don't remember his first name. But yes, so Villanova plays them.
Baskerville Holmes, if you want to talk about a name out of the blue.
Is that Memphis?
Baskerville Holmes was a small forward at Memphis in that team.
I almost wish Villanova lost just to hear the name Baskerville Holmes in that national title. But I go back to it, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching with my wife, and I was like, she was like, it was really like that. I said, Carrie, I said, until 1990, Penn State, Notre Dame, Miami, Florida State, Virginia Tech were all independent football programs.
Yeah. Yeah, Penn State actually got that ball rolling when they joined.
And that's what they talk about. So Boeheim is on there, who I absolutely despise.
I actually
no, don't
went
tell
to
me
basketball camp and played in the Carrier Dome, back when it was called the Carrier Dome.
Yep.
And met Jim Boeheim.
Did you throw an elbow at him and say, "Hey, here you go"?
He's not a great guy.
He's a tool. He's a little whiny little tool. My father, God rest his soul, hated Jim Boeheim. Call him the worm. Oh, look at the worm out there. Look at the worm. Look at the worm. Look at the worm. But he was complaining because the big thing was the football. When it comes to the Big East, in 85, they built it out of, what was it, 78, 79, 80 when they built the Big East.
It's in that area, yeah.
And then, how this dominant became. And then you had teams like Providence, Ricky Pitino, UConn with Calhoun coming out, and Boston College.
Yeah. And
they bought in, so then they expanded. And they wanted to bring in Penn State because Joe wanted an East Coast football conference.
I remember that.
And Jimmy Boeheim and the boys, they conspired, and they did not want Penn State.
Yep.
They did not want Penn State basketball because they didn't think it was up to snuff. And I could agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't had the history that those other teams have.
But then they go and offer Pitt to join the Big East. And they wonder why in 1990 Joe said, well, F you. And he joins the Big Ten.
Yep.
So I'm watching this, and Carrie was like, I had no idea. I said, Carrie, so we started reading a little bit about it. I said, well, then we joined the Big Ten. And then it was like, oh, wow, everybody's got to get in the conference here. So the Big East had created the Big East then. They bought in Valtech, Miami, but for football schools.
Right.
Right. So they started the Syracuse had football, Pitt, West Virginia, Boston College. It was a good football in that era.
It was.
They didn't have Penn State. I think Temple was part of that Big East at that point. And then everything just, when we joined the Big Ten, then Miami, Virginia Tech, Florida State, they all had to start joining conferences.
Yeah, they went to the ACC.
Because of that.
Yep.
And it was the best decision Penn State has ever made.
100%.
Today we're definitely in agreement on that one, because
100%.
I feel as if it wasn't. I don't think. And then people say, well, it was Joe's doing it. It was the athletic directors and the presidents, which I'm sure Joe had a lot to do with in this and that. But there's a couple fine little stories about this. So in 1990, when they made the announcement that Penn State was joining the Big Ten, it was the first team to join since I think it was 58 was when Sparty joined.
Okay.
Joe got 2 phone calls. Glenn called. Is what he called Bo Schembechler. He called him Glenn. He didn't call him Bo.
Why did he call him Glenn?
That was his name.
Oh, okay.
Glenn Bo Schembechler was just like Paul Bear Bryant.
Okay, yes.
He wouldn't call him Bear. He called him Paul. So he said, hey, Glenn, what's going on? And people who know our boy out of Michigan he had a way with words, let's just say that, and had a very limited vocabulary. So Glenn Bo Schembechler used the words "you effing up and down, up and down, up and down." How dare you come into my conference without letting me know? He was pissed that because he treated that as the big two. That was the era of Michigan and Ohio State. Just
Woody and Bo.
Yeah, that's it. It was just craziness, but he was mad at Joe coming in there, and all we did was make the Big Ten take the next step to winning national titles.
Yes.
So, you were a student here in 90. What was the feeling back then? Like, oh my God, this is great. Or was it like, what the hell are we doing in the Big Ten? We're going to go travel to Michigan?
No, first of all, it was great to see different teams coming in because you got used to seeing Temple and Pitt and
West Virginia, and Syracuse.
Boston College, Syracuse. Now you're getting to see Michigan, Ohio State, or Boston College, Michigan State, Iowa, Minnesota. It was exciting. It was an exciting time to see that happen. I think there was a little bit of trepidation about what was going to happen because it maybe felt like, can we play with these teams?
Yeah. Well, that was the Big Ten when it was like the Greg Skrepnik led Michigan Wolverines and having like 340 and 50-pound men lined up across the line of scrimmage when we were still rocking 275-pound offensive linemen at that point.
Right. The one thing I do remember the quote, I think it was Hayden Fry was the coach at Iowa.
Yep.
And I think actually it was the 94 team because I think that game was 42-0 about 5 minutes into the second half.
Yeah.
Or
in the second quarter.
Second quarter, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we put 35 on in the first quarter.
And I remember him saying the worst thing the Big Ten ever did was allow Penn State into this conference because now it has opened up the beast of the East to the Midwest prospects.
Yep.
I remember that quote directly from Hayden Fry. So it didn't take Penn State long to assimilate to the Big Ten, that's for sure.
2 years.
Yep.
Our first year, I mean, when we can get into it, let's jump into our first break, but we'll get into that. I mean, we can go through the original era of the early Penn State era in the Big Ten. But the second phone call, before I'll close this up, the second phone call Joe Pa got was from George Perlis at Michigan State.
Okay.
And he goes, "Thank you, Joe." And he's like, "What are you thanking me for, Georgie?" And he goes, "They treat us like the little sister still." They joined in 1958. This is how old school and how curmudgeon the Big Ten was at that point. Like, they don't like us they never liked us. They still don't like us. I'm convinced of that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, they hate us. I mean, they wanted us out a couple of years ago when everything went down. But George Perlis was like, "Oh, thank God we have somebody else. They're going to pick on you now because you're the new little sister." And it was like, the show's like, "What do you mean? You joined in like 1958?" And they're like, "Yes, we're still treated like we're the new kids."
Wow.
And that's crazy to think about, but it is what it is. So, all right, we're going to jump to a quick break here. Let me see here. This is the Goon trying to run technology here. So we're going to scroll down here, and we're going to blow something up here. That's what we're going to do here. And I lost it. There we go. All right, we're going to come back with the Goon and Ironhead with no Ironhead here on 98.7 The Fox State College with our man Shane Pence from Timberland Federal Credit Union, my co-host today. And we'll be back in a couple minutes, boys and girls.
You look a bit nervous, hey?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning Lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXX, once again.
The Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, The Fox, State College.
Hey, what's going on? It's the Goon over here at Quaker Steak and Lube with the Lion Country Goon and Ironhead show, live with no Ironhead today. We got Shane Pence in here from Timberland Federal Credit Union. So let's talk about you real quick there, Mr. Shaner. When did you get into the banking industry? Did you go to college for? What's going on?
My major is in accounting. I graduated with a degree in accounting. 94, I got out of school, started working for a public accounting firm for 2 years. Left that because I didn't like tax season at all. Every tax has an exception to an exception to an exception. I'm like, I'm all right with this. I'm going to get out. Went and worked for a hospital for 5 years. And now for the past, this number is going to be hard for me to say.
Go ahead.
24 years I've been in credit unions. So sometimes I still feel like I'm 24 years old. I don't want to say I've been doing credit unions now, the financial side of credit unions for 24 years.
And when did you join TFCU?
2010. So I'm almost 16 years in at Timberland now.
How many people were involved then versus now? Because you guys have actually very, very much grown.
Well, here's going to be a strange part. Back then we had 2 branches and we had 31 employees. Now we have 4 branches and have 27. So
that's technology at work right there,
sure
baby.
It is. Yes. So yeah, that's kind of my story and how I got to where I am today.
Loving it?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great place to work. Great people to work with. We love helping people that maybe can't always at your traditional bank get the same kind of help they may need sometimes. So, and being part of the community, we like being out in the community. I'm sure people, especially over here, have seen our ads, seen our billboards.
Who has not seen that commercial that you and I star in our little video or little commercial break there? Well, the acting chops on the 2 of us in that.
Well, I did think we were nominated for the Academy Award, but I didn't hear that we won.
Freaking De Niro.
Yeah.
Son of a.
Yeah, every year.
Bradley Cooper won the sexiest man alive that year, too, over us.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Politics, man. It's just like 94 football politics. So
yeah.
The Horseman is out there. Thank you for listening, Horse. Enjoy that well-earned summer break and retirement if you have there, buddy. My goodness gracious. So, so I the Ironhead is out. I had to make some phone calls and this and that. And I said, you know what? let's talk to Pensy over here. I mean, you do broadcasting of games.
Yes, I do high school football games for Clearfield High School.
The enemy.
Yes, it's sometimes, I hope any bias doesn't come through the microphone, but sometimes it's a little difficult, yes. Now, they don't play each other anymore in football. They both join different conferences as we talk about conference alignment.
Sure.
So, yeah, they don't play each other anymore. But once upon a time, it could get pretty nasty the week of that game.
That's a local rivalry right there,
yes,
and a half. Now, how much bigger and what would the size now is what, 3, 4A for Clearfield?
Yeah, Clearfield, they flip-flop between 3 and 4A. It just depends on the sport. And Kerwinsville is 1 and 2A.
And you have always been those size, that
Yes.
size. So you were always the little engine that could versus Clearfield.
Yes.
Did you beat them in your 4 years?
Yes.
In?
Basketball. I only played basketball in high school. So, yes, we did beat them. I had a lot of good friends on the team, but they actually had really good teams at the same time.
Sure.
We had pretty good teams at the same time. So, the game my senior year actually had so many people, they had to put it on television in the cafeteria because our gym couldn't handle everybody.
I've been in your gym.
Yeah, and you can see why it couldn't handle everybody.
Today's attendance is 87, and it was overflow.
Yes.
So this is the Josh Jerk Kroll, who played here with me at Penn State here. That's his era, so he's 1 year behind you.
Yes.
And he says that you guys had a nice little rivalry.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we've guarded each other many, many games between high school, YMCA ball, whatever. Yeah, we've had quite a few matchups head-to-head.
Were you afraid of that mullet that he rocked in 1990?
Not really.
Oh, come on, man. That thing was legendary. In regards to mullet, when John Kruk, Steve Tannehill, Josh Kroll.
That's probably the order it goes.
Oh, that's my boy. I love talking smack about the jerk. So that's great. So yeah, you started working professionally in the Clearfield, Kerwinsville area?
Yes, at a public accounting firm in Clearfield. And then I went to Clearfield Hospital before moving to, actually, I moved to a different credit union before Timberland.
We don't talk about that.
But they're no longer around.
Okay, good.
So, and yeah, now like I said, it's hard to believe credit unions now for 24 years.
And then what branch of Timberland were you based out of? I mean, which ones were the original two?
Clearfield and Du Bois.
Okay.
And I was actually, even though I lived in Kerwinsville, I drove to Du Bois.
That's not that far of a trip, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's about a half hour on the high end.
So you've stayed there since, and you've watched it grow and expand the way it is. And then, for those who don't know, that Timberland Federal Credit Union, go online, website.
www.timberlandfcu.org.
Fantastic golf tournament coming up here within the next July 17th, I believe it is.
Yes, at Mountain View Golf Course in Boalsburg. I believe at last check, we already had 22 or 23 teams signed up. It's going to be a huge event. I've actually had people tell me in the past it's one of their favorite golf tournaments of the year.
It was. It was the last year's. I went to it last year. Let's hope the play improves.
We can hope.
Yeah,
I'm not going to guarantee that happens, but
I will say for the level of player versus level of gifts that were out there and what was given away was off the charts.
Yeah, like I said, people seem to really enjoy our tournament. There's great gifts every year.
I mean, like high end, playing gifts, high end, pick out of the draw out of the hat type of thing, 50-50s, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
It was done first class. You guys did a hell of a job with that. And I'm glad to see that it's expanding. So I'm involved in it this year again. My job this year will be to sit on the hardest par 3, taunt and harass people in the gambling and say they can't put the ball on the green within 12 feet, 12 of my feet. So I don't know how many, I mean, I don't know. I'm just a goon, but I have a size 15 foot. Does that mean it's a 15-inch?
I think so.
Yeah,
it's
so
close to that,
you got a dozen 15. You got a dozen goon foots within to that hole to double your money. And trust me, I will be talking smack. And it might be. I don't know if I'm going to make a full contact. I'm still on the IR with the neck and back injuries and stuff like that. But it is what it is.
Well, you can probably just shove somebody, just a little nudge.
I got that. I can go with that basketball armbar.
That's right.
I mean, I was taught by some of the best. So yeah. I was. So it's so funny you just said that because again, Carrie and I were watching the Big East, the rec room for the Big East in the 30-30. How tough. I mean, that was a physical.
That was a grown man's game.
Oh, man. They're showing, and guys are just hammering dudes.
Yep.
Ain't no free layup.
No.
You're not going through that lane. And then my brother was playing at LaSalle University. He played 85 to 89 at LaSalle University back in the Lionel Simmons era.
Oh, wow.
So my bro was 6'7". He's my height. He's out there battling the 6'10", 6'11" guys because they didn't have like a true center until his senior year. But, I mean, there's a guy who's my size, and he just had to goon it up. So I compare my game. He was a lot better, much better athlete and basketball player than I was, but I would compare my game to Bill Lambier and Rick Mahorn.
Wow.
I mean, we're talking that's the era.
Yeah, that's the bad boy era. Yep.
I mean, we're talking that was 89 and 90. I mean, that's your senior
was.
year and my senior year.
Yes, it was.
I mean, that's the best team in basketball, and everybody loved Michael Jordan. Everybody had a little soft spot for the guy, and it's going to be his time soon. But I don't know. It's Isaiah's and the bad boys right now.
Yes. Yeah, that was a different. Actually, the Big East almost ushered in that era of basketball with the way they played, and so the NBA kind of took to that a few years later in the Piston bad boy era.
The physical game that they played.
Yep.
Do you know where Chuck Daly is from?
Punxsutawney.
Is he?
Yeah.
I was told no. I was told he's from Kane, Pennsylvania.
I thought it was Punxsutawney.
You got to figure this out.
Okay.
If they only had a mechanism at our fingertips where we could look up where
yes. I
Chuck
put it
Daly
this way.
is from.
I know I've been in the gym that he coached. I thought it was Punxsutawney, but now that you say Kane,
oh, what are we betting?
You may be right.
Well, I'll bet you a beer post show. Okay, a case. That's fine.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Yeah, so I was telling my wife how physical a basketball game that was back in the day when we played in the early 90s and stuff like that. And I mean, you were at Penn State when I was at Penn State. I can't.
Chuck Daly was born and raised in Punxsutawney.
No, I saw it.
It says Kane.
It says Kane, Pennsylvania, which I'll be up there next week for my wife from the town next to that. So,
is that Wilcox?
No, Sheffield, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Sheffield. We played there too.
You played Kerwin. That's who I saw. I saw Kerwinsville play Sheffield.
Okay.
Yeah, today's attendance 12.
Yeah, big night.
Oh, it's huge. It was giveaway night too.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of people show up. They had a bobblehead of Spider. So.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I really enjoyed playing basketball back in the day, and then like when you were here, when you were playing not basketball, but when you were a student at Penn State. Did you ever go to the IM building and hoop all the time and all the football players were there?
Oh, yeah.
You got to have some stories about that, right?
Well, I tell you what, running into Kyle Brady, if you want to, is basically run into a brick wall. And that's kind of what it was like playing against Kyle Brady.
Yep.
He was he was thick. He could move. But when he set a screen, you better hope your teammates were telling you one was coming.
He set it with a purpose.
Yes, he did. He sure did. O.J. McDuffie.
Yep.
Great athlete.
Yep. He's the best athlete I ever played football with.
Really?
Not the best. I mean,
not the best football player.
Bobby Ingram was a better wide receiver because I don't know why. Bobby just had it. Because O.J. had the speed and the athleticism like a madman.
Yeah.
He was the best football player I've ever played with.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a story. So, continue on with like going up to the IM building and stuff like that. And we had some hoopers.
Oh, absolutely. And actually at the same time, Deron Hayes was on the basketball team. John Amici.
Yep.
Who English import.
Correct. Hello.
Yeah. There was a set of guys had the same last name. They both were guards. Drawing a blank on their name now. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of good times back at that time.
Who was the Italian power forward?
Oh boy, I can picture him.
Man, I talked to him one night and we were both half in the bag, and he was trying to convince me that I should come out and play basketball. And it's like, you could probably get 5-6 rebounds a game. I said, hey, I could do that.
Yep.
Matt Gaudio.
Yes, Matt Gaudio. Yeah, I think Glenn Secunda.
Glenn Secunda was out there, and then you don't realize how big of a man Glenn is until you get next to him. And that's the thing about hoop basketball players is you don't realize, because you watch the NBA, which I watch constantly. I'm sure you do too.
Oh, wow.
I just can't get enough of it. Between the NBA and the WNBA, and
Yeah.
There's nothing else on my television. So
yeah, it takes 30 seconds of my day.
but there's a guy who loves basketball, but you do not watch the NBA.
I don't know.
Nope.
No, I just it's a different. I like basketball when there's movement, ball movement, player movement, and the NBA's turned into isolation. It's one-on-one ball. It's basically one-on-one with 8 guys standing around watching.
Correct. And that's what they want. They wanted to clear out defense. You got to play man. You can't play zone defense.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson break the guy down one-on-one, and then shoot threes, and then all they show is dunks and and 3-point opportunities in the on the news. So what are kids going to play? It's just a game that you and I did not grow up playing.
It sure isn't.
So
it sure isn't.
So I got to tell you this story. So and I have told Ironhead this story, but you mentioned some of the guys on the basketball team. I mean, on the football team that could hoop. Kyle could hoop. The guy who could really hoop was Kerry.
I never actually played
It was
with him.
unfreaking believable. We went and played some celebrity. One of our teammates, Mike Malinowski, were down in Shenandoah, Pennsylvania. It's 1993, maybe even 4. Maybe we had just won the national title. What?
Yeah, you did.
Maybe we had just done this, but him, Jeff Perry,
Fred and Money Barn.
There you go.
Brown. Should say
Freddie
Brown.
Barnes. Yep.
Yep.
Who's that? Horse? Jeez, Horse. Get off the beach, man.
Yep, that's who it was.
Pure chicanery. Absolutely, baby.
Yep.
So
Money.
I'm telling you, basketball, we're playing in this celebrity game down in Shenandoah, Pennsylvania. It was like Mike Malinowski's hometown. Some guy in town there had a daughter who had childhood cancer. So they had a fundraiser down there. So like Mike's like, let me get my friends to come down. Well, his friends are all mutant offensive linemen. You know what I mean? It was like it was 10 of us, 10 offensive linemen, maybe 8 of us. We'd all went down there, but then like we hijacked Kerry, Jeff Perry, and one year we got Jaravicious to come down with us.
Wow.
And Jaravicious is 6'5" with a 40+ inch vertical leap.
Almost unfair.
It was completely unfair. So we're playing the Shenandoah High School All-Star team, and it's a bunch of offensive linemen, Kerry and Jaravicious, and they were just running the ball, but it was just unbelievable. I mean, to see how athletic those guys were, how Kerry was, and people just couldn't believe it. But Kerry would just be like, he'd be like, "Hey, just move out of the lane," and I would tell the guy that he's coming through, and he would just tomahawk dunk, and like the fans would be going crazy, like, holy hell, this guy, he could have played Division I baseball, basketball, and football.
Right. And from what I understand, he's a good volleyball player, too.
Oh, not that good. He went on the IR. Oh, that was a nice little dig there. Oh, baby. I'll bet the call Casey on that one. He's going to pull all his money out of Timberland now. He's done. He's out. Pull into that.
We don't want that.
Now, so the story is that, we all loved going up and playing basketball. Loved it. All of us did it. I mean, I played basketball. Jeff Hardy's played basketball. Andre Johnson was a basketball player, as in the offensive line. And Marco played lacrosse, so he wasn't that great of a basketball player. We had Brandon Noble.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm just talking about linemen who could play the game. I'm not even bringing in Ingram and Kijana. Mike Archie was badass. I mean, he was a legit point who could play. We had some studs. So we're up there every Saturday playing up at the IM building. We're running, game after game. It's pretty much ends up being 2 football clubs going after each other. Mm-hmm. So one time we're playing against some other Yahoos, and somebody undercuts OJ.
Oh.
Like he goes up for a rebound or a dunk, and the guy undercuts him like he's going to make his name on a Saturday morning right. at the IM building. Right. You know what I mean? So OJ goes ass over teacup, and he goes down on his, lands on his blocks his head from smashing in the court, but with his hands. But you're messing with shoulder injuries, hand injuries, all this stuff. Thank God he didn't hit his head, but he was out. He was hurting for a week, and the old man said, "That's it. You're done. No more basketball. I don't want you guys playing up there anymore." And we were. I mean, first of all, the guy who did it ran his ass out. He ran because he knew there was 100 guys that would come beat the living crap out of him.
Right.
So Joe said, "No more." He goes, "You guys aren't allowed to play at the IM building." And we were pissed.
I'll bet.
We're like, come on, man. This is what we like to do. I mean, we'll go to the bars if you want us to go to the bars, Joe. I have no problem going to the Skeller on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m., Yep. I mean, I just left there at 2:15. So Joe, he says, okay, you guys, if it's that important to you, Joe went and built a basketball court in the Lube Hall. That was just football players allowed to play. That's it. It's like one of those courts that they're like the 12 by 12 tiles that you would put a volleyball court on AstroTurf.
Yep.
So they put it up the first time, and then they didn't realize they had to put some hard stuff down on the ground. So guys were just dribbling. It was like
just dead.
So we didn't play that day. So they went out and they ordered a bunch of plywood, and so they laid it on the ground and stuff like that. And then I am telling you, we would lift Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the off season and run at 6 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday and Thursday. But then after your 6 a.m. run, you're done. The day is yours.
Oh, wow.
So you're done class at 2 o'clock because you have like we couldn't schedule classes between 2 and 7 because that was our practice time. So 100% of us were free between 2 and 7 every Tuesday and Thursday.
Wow.
And that's all we did was just go up there. We had already conditioned in the morning. So our day that was our day, and we would go up there and hoop. And I'm telling you, man, you want to talk about some freaking good basketball games between some athletes who we weren't obviously, a lot of us were professional athletes, but we weren't professional basketball players.
Right.
But it was some good hooping going on up there.
Some high quality games, more than you see normally when you walk in there on a Saturday.
Back in the day?
Back in the day, on a random Thursday night.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Saturday morning games were a little more high level than those games that just randomly.
Saturday mornings were a little slower, if you know what I mean, because Friday night came into play.
Well, that's true.
And then you were sweating the booze out is what you were doing Saturday. And but we definitely would go and get a little bit of offensive line work in there, and then we'd all start playing hoops, and it was awesome. It was really, really, really a good time. Way to protect ourselves. There was always a doctor there or a trainer just to make sure that.
Right.
And then we also knew that we're not out there to hurt each other, but you're also out there not to get your butt kicked or embarrassed. So you're going to play tough. You're going to play hard.
Yeah, the competitive instinct kicks in.
No doubt about it. And the old man loved that.
Yep.
Absolutely loved when there was competition involved.
Yep.
And you got, me and Andre Johnson are both 6'8", offensive tackles just going after it, and then like, hey man, you got to move your feet when you're playing basketball. And Joe loved to see the big guys play. And it was just funny the one day we'd have I remember Larry Johnson coming in one time, and he was like looking around. He's like, and he hadn't coached us. He didn't get there until 96 or 97. So I was already gone.
Okay.
And I believe I was like one of the strength coaches at that point because the NFL thing fell through. And he was up there, and I see Larry like, who the hell's that guy out there? They're like, oh, that's Goon. He's already graduated. He's like, damn. He thought he found some kind of gem. And there's a 6'8", 330-pound man out there running around. Like, holy crap, man.
Yeah.
So, but that was some great times when playing basketball back in the day. And, there was. Did you ever go down to Pollock and play on the outdoor courts there in the chain link fence and stuff like that? That was like Escape from New York type basketball.
Yeah, and you had to be careful because the pole of the basketball hoop was right on the backboard.
And that wasn't padded.
No, it was not. I saw people catch their foot and go face first into that pole. Yeah, those Pollock courts had some.
They had some studs though, because that's where all the athletes lived, and at least all the football players.
Yep. Yeah, but it definitely got interesting out there some days.
Yeah, there were some days, and it was like we're out there playing, and again, we go back to Kyle and Kerry. They had their shirts off playing hoops, and all of a sudden there's 100 girls watching around the court. So there you go. So we would all have to. Oh, the O-lines are shirt guys. Damn it. Yeah,
shirts and skins.
Good job. There you go. I'm on the shirts team.
There you go.
But that's some funny stuff, man. So, yeah. So let's go back here. So let's talk a little bit. I mean, we went right through, and we're already at the. Let's hit the break here, and then we'll start talking about our induction into the Big Ten. It was your era, baby.
Yes, it was.
We started. You had already been done. You were already a multi-billionaire by then. You're 2 years as an accountant, by the way. And I have a great one for you.
Okay.
So my brother, who played at LaSalle, he tells the story. He's like, I was like, why do we all take the majors that we all took. I'm a history major, and 3 of us are all history majors. My excuse is I said, when they put chemistry on television and have a math network, I'll watch it. But they have the History Channel, the History Network, so I enjoy watching it. I may as well learn. So that's why I got to be. But my brother goes down to LaSalle University. He's like, hey, Craig, what's your major and this and that? He's like, well, I got an A in accounting last year, so I mean, I might be an accountant. So he's like, I want to be an accounting major. So he goes to the accounting class, the first class, like, the remedial type, like opening day. And he's like, by day 3, he goes, they had already lapped what I had learned the year before. And I said, Craig, do you know who taught your accounting class in your senior year in high school? He goes, oh, yeah, it's Marty Stanczak, our athletic director. I said, bingo. Wow. There's your A, buddy.
That's a nice A.
Hey, that's a great game against Father Judge the other day. There's an A for you.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's hit a little break here. We are on the Goon and Ironhead Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show. Here we are live at Quaker Steak and Lube. Our man Shane Pence here for another half hour or so, talking some smack about the early 90s in State College. It's been a good show, bud. Goon's first ever hosting.
You're doing a great job.
I'm talking too much.
No.
It's what I do. So, all right, we're going to take a couple-minute break here. We'll be back, boys and girls. Tune in.
You look a bit nervous, eh?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning Lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors. People invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXX, once again, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox State College.
Hey, what's going on? It is Keith Goon Conlon here with the Lion Country Kia Goon Ironhead show live at Quaker Steak and Lube with our great sponsorships here from Timberland Federal Credit Union, the brewery downtown, Quaker Steak and Lube, and all of our friends here in State College. And I got my co-host today because the Ironhead decides that, he needs a vacation from a vacation. I mean, geez Louise. No, Ironhead deserves every bit of vacation he gets. I've never been a guy who's more involved with so much different stuff around town. So when he takes his vacation, he enjoys it. But Shane, thank you for stepping up here. I'm sitting here with my man Shane from Timberland Federal Credit Union, Shane Pence, Kerwinsville's finest, the finest, the greatest.
Well, I think we
second greatest.
Yeah, you got to start with Spider. We'll see if I qualify for number 2.
So I did jump over all over the place. So I was telling these guys, Joel Schlegen's come over here the second part of the hour here. Joel is the other. He's the president, CEO. I don't know what your titles are. You guys are co-big dogs.
Sometimes you don't want to hear what they call us. So,
up top or professionally? From the workers or the professional people, what are they telling you?
The workers, we'll leave that one go.
There you go. So we're talking about, let's get back to it. And then we're talking about, when we joined the Big Ten, and Shane was here as a student in the early 90s, 90 to 94, right at my, I was here 91 through 95. So we crossed a lot of paths together, played a lot of basketball and stuff like that against the same people. So that's pretty fun. But, we're just talking about, Glenn Schembeckler calling Joe Paterno, and George Perlis calling and stuff like that. So all that stuff. So we're enjoying this, but we're talking about you mentioned Hayden Fry and how he said about Penn State's changing the Big Ten.
Yes.
And that is that we've opened our doors to the recruiting and stuff like that. So we're allowing Penn State to come into the Midwest and now saying, hey, if you come to Penn State, you're gonna be, you'll be in the Midwest at least 4 games a year where your mom and dad and your family can come see you. And this is when that was a real thing.
Absolutely.
Where it's like, when are you going to go see your mom and dad? Well, nowadays, and then now you're like, well, I'll fly you in, mom and dad, are making enough friggin' money.
Right. Different world now.
Absolutely it is. So, and then, we're talking about, but then, what we did by joining the Big Ten is that we opened up the East Coast to the Big Ten.
Yes, it kind of went both ways.
Yeah.
Penn State got access to the Midwest, and the Big Ten opened up that DMV area.
Yep. And I have a little theory here for you. You might, you being a sports nut, you'll understand it. You'll get it more than Schlegen will. We know that for sure. And that is that I've talked to Chris Buchinani about this, and I was like, when people join a conference, about 7 to 10 years, there's a lull. And that is that you really needed to change everything you've done. And that happened to us. Mm-hmm. We get 6 years into the Big Ten. We go 93 was our first year. And then in 2000, we have a losing record. It's a 7-year window. But then you worked your way through it. And there was like a little all right, we're not playing the Eastern schedule anymore. We're playing the Midwest teams that, every week a Purdue, a Minnesota, and Indiana can just clip you. I know a Syracuse and a West Virginia and Temple, and they're like that. But this is every week you have a team that you're going to has the ability to beat you, and it's conference play.
Yes, absolutely.
So I was saying that, when you get into conference play and stuff like that, it gets a lot harder. But there's also, you need to change your recruiting, because now we needed to, instead of dominating the East Coast, the Joe Paterno 5-hour window. Do you ever hear what that is? So if you leave State College, Pennsylvania, and drive 5 hours any direction, you need to dominate that area.
And he did.
And you get some pretty damn You get a lot of people
You sure do.
in that 5-hour window from State College, Pennsylvania.
Sure do.
So we started to lose that a little bit when it came into Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State, Purdue, Iowa. Guys who are coming in and going in and going into New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I know that Michigan and Ohio State, Michigan, it really done well in like the Harrisburg area and Central Pennsylvania area with some players in my career. But I said to Chris, and I said, I don't think Nebraska's ever come out of their funk.
No, ever since they got who was the coach they had a few years ago?
Bo Pelini.
Bo Pelini. They were not happy winning 8 and 9, sometimes 10 games a year.
Frank Solich to Pelini and stuff like that.
Yeah, and ever since they got rid of him, what's the most wins they've had? 7?
But, they joined the Big Ten.
Yep.
They do okay. They do rather well. They change it. They assimilate to this and that, but then you got to change your recruiting because now that, they lost. They left the Big 8.
Yes.
I guess it would have been the Big 12 by then. But, Texas was gone. Oklahoma was gone. Texas A&M were gone. So now it was tough for Nebraska to go down into Texas and get recruits because it's like, where the hell is somebody from Texas? You're going to go play in the Big 10.
Right. Yeah, they don't care about West Lafayette, Indiana.
Yeah. But when you were playing Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and Texas at times, that was okay.
Yep.
So they lost that recruiting angle, and they had to start changing their recruiting, and that hurt them. And then they, losing Pelini and Solich and firing Pelini for 8 to 10, winning 8 to 9 games a year. I caught up to them, and I don't think they've gotten out of that 10-year funk.
No, they still. I think last year was the first time they made a bowl game. I believe in how many years?
Yeah. It's Nebraska, the team we were talking about, it was a thorn in our sides in '94 and '95. Yeah. So, yeah, it happens to. We're gonna start seeing, figure the West Coast team to join the Big Ten. They're only 1 year into football, right? 2 years playing football.
I think this was their second.
It was their second year. So it's like, everything's changing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's good that they had a little bit of safety in number with the West Coast. They had the 4 teams in the West Coast. So they're always going to be guaranteed to play those 3. So, but still, Washington to L.A. is not exactly a drivable distance.
It is not. It is not.
Unless you're a World Cup fan.
Enthusiast.
Just drunk as hell, driving up and down the Pacific Coast Highway. So, but that's one of my theories is that when teams join conferences, they really lose a lot of their identity. They need to change that identity, and you need to assimilate to the league versus what they're assimilating you from. I say this. Do you know before Penn State was playing in 1994 when we went undefeated, quasi-national title, do you know the last time there was an undefeated team that played for the national title in the Big Ten?
Cool. I don't. Would it go all the way back to the Minnesota days? They were a power a long time ago, but I do not know the answer to that.
What's the question?
Who was the last undefeated team prior to Penn State in the Big Ten?
1968 Ohio State.
Wow. So I did go back a little too far.
Yeah, you went back to the Bronco Nagurski.
Yeah.
No, but 1968 was the last time that a Big Ten team was pretty much up for a national title.
26 years.
So then we get there in 1993 and start playing. And I'm going to tell you, you were a fan. You were in the stands. You were doing everything that we did. 93, 4, 5, my 3 years in the Big Ten. I always say I did 2 years independent, 3 years Big Ten. So I saw both sides. And that we still had our mentality was still that of an independent. And that is, they're like, oh, well, you're going to the Rose Bowl. I said, I don't give an S or an F about the freaking Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't care. Where am I going to play the national title game?
Exactly.
We play for national titles.
Yeah, I remember
so
that. Yep,
the Big Ten was so stuck. And you got to win the Big Ten. You got to win the Big Ten. It's the biggest thing. And it's all they really cared about. And a lot of that was Schembechler just giving one crap about beating Ohio State and winning the Big Ten. That's all Bo Schembechler cared about. You could tell by his bowl record.
Right.
Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
But I go back to it, and we changed that feeling in the Big Ten. And that is that, the Big Ten finally got out of that mode that, hey, we got to win the Big Ten. We got to go to the Rose Bowl, all this and all that. No. F that. We were there to play for national titles. I didn't come here to play. Yeah, the Rose Bowl is great. It was fun, but this and that. If it's playing for a national title, even better. But I don't care if it's playing the Rose Bowl the 2-loss season where they didn't care. It was the Big Ten was just cared about winning the Big Ten, going to the Rose Bowl, and most of the time they didn't care if they won the Rose Bowl from what the records looked like.
Right.
I think that we bought that mentality to the Big Ten. We broke the Big Ten out of that conference mold. Hey, we're on a national freaking level here. And it only took 4 years before Michigan completely changed their ways, got rid of Schembechler, and had they had Moeller there for a couple of years. And then what the hell was his name?
Lloyd Carr.
Yep. So we changed the whole concept.
Yeah, and I do remember that discussion back at the time that Penn State brought that. We're not here to win the Big Ten.
Yeah.
That's great if we do, but that's not the goal.
Yeah.
It was we have a goal that's higher than that.
Yep.
It's great if they hold a national title game at the Rose Bowl, but that's the only reason we want to be there.
Yeah.
It's not to just make the Rose Bowl because we won the Big Ten. So I do remember that specifically.
We bought that mentality to the Big Ten.
Yes.
And look at it now.
Yes.
I'm not going to say the last 30 years because of us. No, not at all. I'm saying we bought. And what we also bought out was let's get away from Michigan stopped just growing 400-pound men to play offensive line for them, Right. And another one I noticed is that the offensive line play in the 90s when I was there was tall, athletic guys, which the Big Ten actually ended up developing more. And it was so weird because I came back and when we had that lull, that 5 or 6 years there, if you looked at our offensive lines, they were shorter, squattier guys, which is what Iowa had when I was playing.
Right.
And then you look at Iowa and they have Robert Gallery, who's 6'9", 320, but just an athlete.
Yeah.
It's we bought that mentality of, hey, we don't need these, Iowa was historic for their short, squatty, big, muscular, strong, corn-fed boys. Michigan was known for just a mutant offensive line. Sparty with Mandrich and that crew, they were – that was
there was some extra help there.
There may have been. Hey, never convicted. No, but we bought that out. We really did. We bought that national title mentality to the Big Ten. We bought the offensive line play, I think, in my opinion, of having more athletic offensive linemen and having a more wide open offense. And that changed. And then again, I go back to that little lull that we had in that 5-year span. That's because we needed to change our recruiting.
Yes.
We were now you're going out there and you're recruiting against Ohio State and Michigan for a guy in New York. You never had to deal with that before. You were dealing with Rutgers and West Virginia and Syracuse.
Yeah. You kind of had that one sealed almost the minute you walked in the door.
Correct. Yeah, so that's another great line. I remember when James first got here, we had an offensive line coach who came from West Virginia. And he's like, you know how many guys have lost to Penn State just because they said, well, Penn State called. He goes, well, you know what? Now I'm making that freaking call. I'm Penn State.
Yeah.
He goes, that was at West Virginia. I said I would. They said that they owned this kid for 3 years, had him sold, signed, sealed, and delivered, and this and that, and then all of a sudden, well, Penn State called, and then everything changes.
Yeah, was that Herb Hand?
Yes. Nice call. Oh. See, I know I brought the right guy on. Very nice. So we got about 12 more minutes left here with the Pensy here.
Yeah.
You did a hell of a job, man.
Like I said, I'm just following your lead. I'm glad I was able to come on today. It's been fun.
I'm glad I had that fourth cup of coffee today here, so I'm really pushing through with the ADD in my mind. So, yeah, so and then I do want to get into real quick. I mean, we're talking about football, all this and all that. What are your projections or feelings about Campbell and the season coming up?
Well, I tell you what, I think they've got a lot of good pieces if they can stay healthy.
Yep.
I think people maybe look at Rocco Beck's numbers from last year and kind of make some conclusions from that, but he was hurt almost the entire season, and he had lost either 2 or 3 wide receivers of the NFL last year as well. So it was kind of a transition year for both him and the team, but I believe they've got a lot of talent. I mean, I think they got to hope Beck stays healthy.
Yep.
I like the running back room. I think the wide receivers are going to produce this year. I think the 2 they brought in from Iowa State, is it Eskildson?
I don't do it.
Too many names now.
Correct. The well-paid kids.
Yes, the well-paid kids. I like the offensive line. I think it's going to mesh well between the former Iowa State guys and the Penn State guys. I think defensive line is another line area you might have to hope there's not a lot of injuries. You got some guys returning. You hope they can. They beefed up along that defensive line this year.
Yeah,
you got some. You got a guy in
they really beefed up the O line.
Oh, did they?
Lord, Cooper Cousins is 335 pounds now.
Goodness,
he did a commercial for Timberland Federal Credit Union with us.
Yeah, I wasn't there that day, but yeah, he's great. And again, I think your defensive backfield is loaded. So I've seen some projections. It looks like most people talk about the game at Michigan, the game at Washington, and the game at home with USC are really the 3 big ones. And I mean, if you can win all those other 9 games and get one of those 3, you're probably looking at a playoff berth.
Yes, and I have a theory.
Okay.
And a little bit of me was, I think that I was a James fan to start and during his career, but I think that I'm also an Eagles fan. And if you remember the Andy Reid situation, and it was like Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. I know you're not a Steelers fan, but when the time has run out, it's like we need a new fresh breath of air. I think that's the way Penn State and James Franklin ended up being. They needed a fresh breath of air, and I think that I don't know this, but I have, obviously I can surmise and I have opinions because I'm an opinionated ass. But that is that I think that Pat and our president, they looked at it and said, okay, are we happy with James where we're going with this right now? Because if, James deserved to coach last year. Okay, if you didn't go through what there's rumors of what had gone down, there's a reason why he's gone. I get it. But if he coached this past year, end of the season, he had enough chips in the game that he could have gotten to get out of jail free card for a horrible season. Mm-hmm. But then this season coming up, there's no chance he doesn't go 10-2.
Right.
And goes back to the playoffs. And then now guess what? Now he's deserving of a 10-year and a contract. And I think that the love and the friendship and the bonding and everything had grown thin.
Yes.
And I think it was time for a change for Penn State. I think the Penn State saw that and said, okay, we got to do this now. But I think that's a little bit of what happened there.
I'm excited to see what happens.
I can't wait to see what happens.
I think that, like I said, you're alluding to new ideas, new offense coordinator, new defense coordinator, new head coach. I think the pieces are there that, you miss Ohio State, you miss Oregon, you miss Indiana.
You missed the top 3 teams in the league last year.
Yeah.
Again, it's a very, very, very favorable schedule.
Yes. Yeah. And like I said, if you come out in this first year, you produce, I think the recruits are going to follow pretty quickly.
Yeah. And good recruiting class a year from now. So, and you missed a recruiting class, but he also bought 30 guys in from Iowa State.
Yeah, they kind of you want to say it's a gimme year for the recruiting last year because with those portal entries that does help mitigate some of that mass exodus they had.
Yeah, but I also got to say this is that 30 plus guys left Iowa State, packed their cars, and drove halfway across the country to go to Penn State now.
Yes,
because of their coach.
Yes.
That's how much they like Campbell.
Mm-hmm. Have you met Coach Campbell?
Yes, and it's absolutely one of the freshest breath of airs I've had in a while.
Wow.
It is absolutely amazing the way he has taken to this place. He understands this place, and he wants to understand it more. He wants to know. Like, he'll sit with me in, we'll be in an event, and he'll make you feel like you're the only person there. Wow. He has that ability, and that ability is he wants to find out, what was it like? What did you guys do? What did you do here? What did you do here? I love the fact that he's talks to Sue Paterno on a weekly basis.
Oh, wow.
He goes to dinner at her house. You know, he sits there and eats, and they just sits there. And could you imagine having that wealth of knowledge without? I mean, obviously Joe is not there to do it, but the wealth of knowledge is right there. His wife is, and that is what you know. When you guys lost that 78 game to Alabama, you know, what did Joe do? How did he recover from that? How did this happen? What happened when you guys joined the Big Ten? And I mean, Joe's not here to answer those questions, but his wife is there.
Yeah.
And who the hell you talk to your wife? I talk to my wife. She knows everything about my world.
Right.
So I'm sure Joe and Sue talked.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great source of information. If you can't go directly to the source, you got the next best thing.
And I love it. I mean, just the little stuff. And I always tell a story here. We got a couple more minutes here. I tell a story all the time. It's like people we were going through when I was coaching. There was a football camp that we were in, and we weren't outside a lot. It was like a rainy August.
Okay.
And it was like, God, you know, you want to be outside, throwing the ball around, kicking the ball, this and that. But if the weather's not holding up, you understand why. I'm sitting there, and Spider looked at me, and it's great. It comes back to Spider, but
always comes back to
yeah.
Spider.
And then he looked at me and says, Goon, he says, you don't think the old man's been through one of these camps 10 times?
No.
He'll go back to his notes. Like he got here in 1950. He takes notes. He took notes every day. He put it in a folder in his file kind of for each season. What he would do different, what he saw, what this practice was like, what that practice was like, what this person was like, what this. See, Spider was like, he'll go back to those records and see. Like, yeah, you know what? In 67, we had a very rainy year too. He's like, and then he'll figure out what he did then.
Yep.
What did he do when he didn't have the inside Haluba Hall or the outdoor practice field that you could practice in the rain a little bit? You know, it was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, like really hoping for good things. I really have a good feeling that he's going to have Penn State on the right track.
I have a fantastic feeling, and then everybody I talk to in the building, outside of the building, anybody who's met him, I know a lot of high school coaches, and they have been nothing but impressed by him and his staff. They're out on the road recruiting. They're getting out there. They're going to see schools. They're going to Kerwinsville High School. Like, when was the last time you saw a high, like, but they're stopping by. They're letting people know, like, hey, we're here. If you see somebody, and you know, I will, to people out there, if you're a coach and you have a relationship with a recruiter and you play against an absolute stud, you call that coach and say, hey, dude, this kid's legit.
Yep.
So there's not calling Kerwinsville High School to say, you know, like, hey, what do you have here for us?
Right.
You're building a relationship with other coaches around the state. So everybody I've talked to has dealt with Coach Campbell and his staff have been impressed by him and them. It's business. They just want to coach football. You know what I mean? They're looking forward to coaching football, and I can't wait to watch football coached by these cats.
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it at this point.
This is true. It'll be a quick summer as usual.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, always.
Yep.
It's always, hey, it's graduation. Oh, by the way, football's in 10 days. Like, what?
Yeah.
How this happened?
Yeah, when did that happen?
So, all right, Shane Pence, I really appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks for having me on.
I really appreciate the sponsorships, obviously, the love of the program here, and your Penn State fandom is up there with me. I love it. We have you on, and when we come back from the break here on 98.7 The Fox, the Goon Ironhead Show, brought to you by Lion Country Kia. We'll be back with Joel Schlegel, talk about his golf tournament coming up here. So, all right, we'll be in touch. You enjoy the day, boys.
You look a bit nervous, hey?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, Coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
kinds of other tempting things. Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning Lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Luskin Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox State College.
Hey, what's going on? It's Keith Goon Conlon with my new guest here, Joel Schlegin. So what is the title for Schlegin over at TFCU? I was going CEO, CFO, chief, head knocker, all this stuff.
Yeah. Jack of all trades.
Boatsman.
Master of absolutely nothing.
There you go.
Yeah.
We got Joel Schlegin from Timberland Federal Credit Union filling in here. The Ironhead is away on vacation. It's the Goon and Ironhead show brought to you by Lion Country Kia. TFCU is one of our fine, great sponsors, good friends of the program. So Joel, he tells me, I said, Joel, come on the show today. I need a host here. I got 2 hours. I said, we're taking next week off, so I got to work this week, so we got to figure this out. He goes, Goon, I know Philadelphia sports. That's about it. And then he said, let me get Shane on the air. And Shane was great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for setting that up.
Listen, I'm hoping that most of the people watch like 3/4 of the show and they don't watch the end because you got all the talent with Shane. It's nothing but downhill from here.
He started off slow. I mean, listen, I had 4 cups of coffee today, so I was a little more wired up than I normally am. So the ADD takes over, my brother.
Fair
so,
enough.
Mr. Schlegin, you are my. Show that tattoo off. Let me see. Give me a picture of that Delco. That Delco, John.
The Delco one.
You got the Delco. There it is. Look at that, baby.
Delco strong.
Wow.
Let's go Birds.
It's unbelievable. It's the only
Half
county.
your face just shut it off.
The only place in America where you name your county, not the town or church you're from.
Yep.
But I guess when you talk to Delco people, you say your parish.
Yeah.
I know how it works.
It's the thing down there, you know.
Sure, I get it.
You wouldn't understand it anywhere else.
Yep.
It's just one of those things down there. Yeah.
And being from down there, you don't want to.
No, not at all.
So Joel's my fellow Philadelphia Mutant fan here. So, we're watching. We enjoy watching the Phillies, send text back and forth. Looking pretty good lately, buddy.
We're looking good. And listen, we're getting stronger around here. I remember when I first moved up here like 12 years ago. You didn't see a lot of Eagles fans, a lot of Phillies fans.
Ooh.
And now you're starting to see more and more. So
you know what?
I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
I'm so full of poop, as you well know, but I got a theory for that.
Okay.
And the theory started when I was a weight room graduate assistant. So that would have been 2005, 6, or 7. And I was in the weight room talking to John Thomas and Jeremy Scott, which were our strength coaches at the time. And that's just when they moved Comcast Sportsnet Philadelphia up here.
Okay.
Remember the channel?
That was the start of it, you think?
That was the start of it.
All right.
And I said, you know what? You're going to have kids who don't want to watch the Steelers, don't want to watch the Penguins, don't want to watch the Pirates, who want to watch the Phillies. Mm-hmm. And this is, 05, 6, and 7. That was right before the World Series run.
Yep.
So here I am watching every game for the Phillies and stuff like this. So that's about, 20-some years ago. And you have a whole generation of little kids who grew up. They had a choice between the Pirates and the Phillies on television at night. Yeah. Pirates suck. It's an easy choice at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm more and more convinced that
I feel like they're turning things around a little bit.
the Pirates,
yeah,
very much so.
They are. They got I feel one of the better pitchers in all of baseball.
Paul Skeens.
Yeah, Skeens is he's legit. I kind of wish the Phillies had him. We'd
absolutely adore if the Phillies had him right now. I mean, let's get him now.
Yeah.
Go out and get him. And
with all the
you know what his
people
record is this year?
You should be able to pull that straight.
You know what his record is now?
What is it?
6-7. That's how much run support that guy. Like he still might win the Heisman. He still might win the Cy Young Award, and he's in 6-7 right now. I mean, that's how bad that team can be around him. I said he's not going to win the Cy Young. That's going to be Sanchez from the Phillies. So Sanchez or Wheeler, or the guy from Milwaukee, Milowitz, whatever, some kind of Polish name. Did you see that stat against the Phillies 2 weeks ago?
I have not.
No. Woo!
Yeah.
He was a Friday night. Started out at Milwaukee. His in the first inning, he threw a pitch that was 105 miles an hour. He pitched a complete game. In the ninth inning, he hit 103 miles an hour. That's unbelievable. 9 innings, he's still hitting over 100 miles an hour. Yeah. Oh, in the meantime, he had 15 strikeouts and gave up 1 hit.
Wow.
That's a dominant over the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
Who can hit the damn ball?
Well, listen,
they won.
Back to the Phillies. Not to keep bringing it back to the Phillies,
sure.
But what about Harper's cycle?
That's awesome.
First one.
Very nice. I watched it, and then
that was great.
I love how him and Schwarber had this little thing going back and forth between the two of them. Yeah. That it's like whatever you can do, I can do better. I mean, Schwarber is just absolutely pulverizing the ball right now.
Yeah.
I think it was his second or third at bat versus the Mets the other night, and they said he had hit 1,500 feet of home run in the last 5 at bats versus the Mets. Yeah. So yeah. So I mean, we talk about you. You've been on the show before. We don't need to go rehash how you got here, why you got here, but you've turned into a Penn State fan.
Oh yeah, I always was a Penn State fan. I didn't turn into one.
Okay.
Yeah, Penn State was always my thing. I just didn't follow it as much when I was younger. So, and I'm not really as much as I love stats. I'm not a big sports stats guy. So, yeah, hopefully you talked all that stat stuff with Shane because.
Dude, we were all over the place.
Yeah, again, downhill.
Dude, I was telling a story when Kyle Brady dunked on him.
Oh.
It was unbelievable. He's on the ground. Oh, Kyle's just laying on top of him, dunked on him. So now we're just talking about how, like, when we were in college together, and how the football team could actually go in the intramural building and start playing basketball. And we're talking about some of the players that were on the basketball team, and he loved it.
Yeah,
we're talking about some.
Shane loves basketball.
Yeah.
Anything basketball, he loves it. Yeah.
I did mention the Chuck Daly thing.
Okay.
That got him pretty bad.
Did
hurt him pretty bad. When I did win the 10 cases of beer off of him.
Okay.
I did win that.
So he did coach there. He just didn't live there.
He did coach there. He was not from there.
So
he was from Kane, Pennsylvania.
I gotta back my buddy Shane up here a little bit.
He coached there. He's not from there. I said, where's he from?
So I feel like it's only half the bet.
Well, are you going to say? Are you from Hershey?
I heard Kane.
Are you from Hershey?
I'm not. lived
You
in
lived
Hershey.
there, so
Yeah.
was he okay? He was in Punxsutawney, so does that mean he's from there?
No, you're right.
I don't.
Yeah, you're right.
So we were talking about, but then I said, well, his big break is he went to Duke, and that was the final straw.
Yeah, that's a
For
four-letter
Shane.
word that you can't say around Shane.
That was the final straw
He's
for
a-
Shannon. He
he's
was
a
like,
huge Tar Heels fan.
Chuck Daly's dead to me.
Yeah.
The coach of the dream team is dead because of his DUKE roots.
Yeah. See,
So
even
now I got to
you
talk
can't
to
really
you
spell
guys.
that out, you know?
So you guys, I won't say it in front of him. I mean, he's one of my sponsors. I don't want to get the guy mad at me. You know what I mean?
Especially he signs the check.
This is true.
Yeah.
So now I got, what is your guys' relationship with you being a Kansas Hawker, and he's a Carolina guy? I mean, I think of three historic dominant programs. I think of Kansas, Kentucky, and North Carolina. They've been there decades. I mean, UCLA, you could say, but they've had about a 10 or 15-year window where they stunk. Where Kentucky, Duke, Kansas have always been dominant basketball programs. So you guys just hammer each other on this?
Not really. Basketball was never really my thing until I met Shane. I've known Shane for about 20 years or whatever. But when I met Shane, I did not really know basketball. He's the one who got me into it. I knew nothing about it. I still don't know a lot about it, but I know a little bit to be dangerous now.
Yeah, to talk some smack.
But his team's the Tar Heels, so that team kind of became my team. I never really followed the 76ers at all, but I'm a Jayhawk fan because my son, he goes to Kansas, and that's really the only reason why that I'm a Jayhawk fan. So I don't let any of it get to me. I just let the best team win and have some fun.
Now, your allegiance is the Penn State, obviously, with the football program.
We are.
Have you any relationship with Coach Campbell? Any? Have you met him, seen him, talked to him?
I did just meet him not that long ago at an event.
Can you?
No, he didn't come to me. No, I was introduced to him.
Oh,
I
thought you said in the bank.
No, at an event.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you said in the bank. I was like, oh, he came out there.
Right.
He's got to put that $9 million somewhere. I mean, what better place than Timberland Federal Credit Union?
Listen, I agree.
Well, I'm with you, buddy.
At least a part of it.
Yeah, I'm a member.
Yeah,
I love it. You guys have
Spread
done
it
me
around
well.
the community.
I always say, I mean, to people out there who don't know, Timberland Federal Credit Union it's when I grew up, my mom and dad would go to a bank and you walk in, they'd be like, hey, Mary and Joe, how you doing, Moon? This and that. Call my mom Pud, call my dad Moon. That kind of relationship, we're still your friend. Like my wife is from a small town in Northwest Pennsylvania. Like they know they're bankers and this and that. And I really do get that feeling when I go to Timberland. And that is that they know who I am, not because of who I am. Because I'm also 6'8" or whatever mutant that walks through the door. They're going to remember me. But no, they know who I am and stuff like that because what you guys do. You guys are the hometown bank. They know you. You know them. And hey, can you help me out with this loan? You're like, hey, you're not a number. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
You're not a number, and that's the best part about what you guys do.
And of course, I'm glad to hear that because that is kind of like our thing. Because checking account you can get anywhere, loan you can get anywhere. When times are good, because what banks want. They want people with high credit scores to get loans. Well, that's not always the case, and we're all we all fall on hard times from time to time, and I think that's the big difference. Banks will take care of you when you're doing well and probably don't need the loan. Credit unions will remember all the good times and work with you during the not so good times. And that's really my big thing. I want to do that, and I want to bring the community together.
And you do that. I think you do a hell of a job helping out in
part,
community and stuff like that. So one of the things we do want to talk about, and that is the upcoming golf tournament.
Yes.
What numbers we have? We had 22 groups, I heard.
Well, we got 23 now.
Oh,
23 teams,
who'd you recruit?
I know. We wanted to max it out at 22. Another team snuck in there because they have to get double up on the par fives.
Sure.
I don't want people to go out there and wait too long either. So, but it's kind of cool because we
If
have
the
a lot
beer's
of games.
cold, they'll be fine.
We got cold. We're gonna have cold beer there.
Then they should shut up.
Yeah, we're gonna have a spin 360 machine there that my buddy Matt Brungard is going to have at one of the holes, which is really, really cool.
You got to explain that to me. Is that camera thing?
Yeah, it's like it kind of goes in a circle, just like spins and stuff, and yeah, I mean that's
With the lights and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
it's got lights and all this kind of other stuff. I can't really explain it well, but I'm sure you can just Google it.
You're such a fashionista. It's unbelievable. You're such a it's like it's like they had these recruiting trips now.
Yeah.
And they had these guys in the uniforms, and they do those 360s and stuff like
It's
that.
really cool. I've never done it myself, but I see it. I see it on Facebook.
Sure.
And other social media platforms. But
Joe, I'm pretty much going to guarantee you're going to look exactly like I do, and that's very awkward in that 360 thing.
Listen.
It's like, okay, what do I do? I feel like Ricky Bobby. Like, what do I do with my hands here?
Yep. I'm probably not going to do it as a result, but I'll just watch everyone else do it and have a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
we're very
I'll
good at
do
sitting on that.
I'll do the drinking beer part, not a problem. But spend
We can do that too. We have no problem doing that.
But yeah, we have a lot of we got a lot of really cool games. Rope golf we're going to be doing. We have
you have a par 3 with a mutant guy.
We have a Penn State football player that played in the 90s, number 53. You might know him.
Ooh.
He's going to be there as one of our celebrities. He's the
harasser.
Yeah, he's going to be doubling money for people.
You're gonna start gambling with the goon.
Yep. Gamble
That's
with
the whole.
Yep.
Gambling with goon.
Gamble with goon.
And that is that you're gonna have. Me and Shane were talking earlier. You got par 3.
Yeah.
You're going to have 12 of my feet circle around the hole. If you put the ball within that circle, I will double your money up to $100. And I talk smack the whole time.
Yeah.
And the good news is that Joel got an insurance policy that it's full contact. Yeah, so I can just start clubbing
you
people.
have to lay 'em out.
I can't use weapons.
No, but that's fine. You just lay them out, and we could just play that video over and over
Correct.
again.
On 360.
Yeah.
We can put them on
We could
just
put
a
it in
carcass.
360. Yes, absolutely. I like this.
So
we're going somewhere now.
We got sponsorship opportunities since we're full there on the golfing.
Yep. Tons of sponsorship opportunities, and where you're broadcasting out of here, these guys are the box lunch sponsor, so they're going to be feeding us before we head out to the golf outing. Quaker Steak and Lube, I really appreciate all that you do all the time for the community.
Yeah.
So they're our box lunch sponsor, and we have a lot of other sponsors.
Yep. So do we know that I played this tournament last year, and I will say that the level of golf is not great.
No,
my brother-in-law is playing it, so that automatically dips it down very, very low. But I will say that the gifts that you guys give out and for door prizes are absolutely amazing. It's probably some of the best I've ever seen for a tournament of that size. And you guys are building it, and you're doing a great job with it.
Yeah.
Where's them all? Where are we raising the money?
We're raising the money for scholarships. So it's going to our youth. So we get scholarships up to $2,500. It does not have to go to a college. It can go to a trade school,
Correct.
which I'm a big supporter of. Do what you want to do. Don't feel pressure to go to college. We need electricians. We need plumbers. We need a lot of HVAC. You name it. But
a lot. We need
Yeah, exactly.
It feels like we don't have
especially in this area. I feel like we're very short
Yes.
on them. So next year we do one in each area of our branches, and then we're also looking to reach out to CPI and also do a CPI one as well. Mainly because people turn out to these events that we have. So
if it's for a good thing, you're going to have people show up for it.
Yeah.
You're going to have people want to play in it. You're going to have people who want to sponsor in it. And again, you guys do it the right way.
Yeah, and it behooves us to try and take care of our youth. They're going to be taking care of us one day, right?
This is true.
So but if I could steal a minute here, just do a shout out to the major sponsors at least, because we have so many whole sponsors, but I'll start off with the major ones. Happy Valley Financial Services, Core Mortgage. Our hole-in-one is Stocker Chevrolet.
Cool.
AccuWeather, PW Campbell, Robin Hood Brewing Company, CSO, Dixon Com, and Plum Pristine Clean. There are major sponsors.
How many returns?
How many what?
Returns. How many of them were there last year?
Robin Hood was there last year.
I'm just saying how much you've built it in this last 2 years.
Yeah, about half of them were.
Good job. And then you're retaining them, which is the good thing. And that means is that the sponsors are seeing a value in what they're doing. Yeah. You got to love that.
This is a huge add-on this year, not because of me, because of the greatest golf committee you could ever ask for. And if I can steal a minute to shout them out too, because we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now golf-wise if it wasn't for Jonathan Runkle. If it wasn't for Jen Perry, Jeff Mateer, Mike Drenning, Ray Caravan. These are just some of the guys.
They sound like jerks.
They are.
They're all good
But
people.
they
They're
do a
all
great
good
job.
friends of ours.
Yes. They do a really, really good job.
They're local. They have grown up local, and it means something to them.
Yes.
And that's what you guys have done. You guys have you are a great local business, doing good stuff for local kids and local people. You do a heck of a job, brother. So golf tournament's July 17th.
July 17th,
Golf course.
2 o'clock at Mountain View
Correct.
Country Club.
Yep.
So it's
Is there
less than a month
any
away. I'm excited.
we just have all we really do is have sponsorship opportunities. Or is there a dinner available afterwards? Or can they pay?
Afterward, there is there's a cocktail hour. So there'll be heavy appetizers and drinks being passed around. And
Is any local non-golfers, can you pay to get a dinner and a part of the post thing?
We don't have that set up, but
Okay.
we're not ones to say no. So maybe that's something we can put together because we don't really ever want to turn anyone away, especially in our community.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If you're in our community, you're part of our community.
Oh yeah. Now I've done this. This will be
my
my third or fourth event for you guys this year. I mean, we had done the Penn State Iowa game. What was that? What was that down in the Clearfield?
Eagle Ridge.
What was the tournament? No, what was the fundraiser in the fall?
Oh, that was Cash Bash.
Cash Bash, that's right. That was a good time, man.
Yes.
That's when I was middle.
That is our big event on the other side of the mountain for scholarships as well.
It was a very good night. We made some money that night.
Oh yeah.
You guys did a good job there.
We give out over $10,000. So we have an event on both sides of the mountain, and we're getting up there at a pretty decent amount. So which just means we'll be able to give more and more away.
That's great.
Because it's we don't profit anything from it. We're not taking a single penny from it. It's all going back into the community.
Nice.
And again, because of all the great businesses, Timberland, they put out a couple of $1,000s. They do their part for sure. A lot of time is put out by me and the great committee. But yeah, I'm going to run down, if you don't mind, just the whole sponsors. Allied Solutions, Advantage, Auto Financial Group, Brothers Pizza and Courthouse Pub, Cross State, Doxa Lawn and Landscape, Feather CU Services, Fishing Creek Auto, QDS, Sal CU, Transfund, Valera, Then Financial, Vizzo Financial, Caronsville Florist, Providence Mortgage Group, Park Street Group, Belfont Walk, Earlystown Diner, Eco Water Systems, Jeff Tate Paving, My First Nest Egg. And the sponsors are still coming in.
Absolutely, man.
If we take a page from last year, we got about 6 or 7 sponsors in the last 10 days. So I'm pretty confident that will happen again. We'll still get another 10, 11, 12 sponsors from here on out. So if you're looking to sponsor, be a whole
Now, what is
sponsor.
this, the 30th or 40th year for this? No, it's the second year. That's how big this is it's been getting.
Yeah.
And you had a website, or is that what you just said?
What's that?
The amount of sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah, the amount of sponsors have doubled, more than doubled. So yeah, it's next year. Next year it's going to be bigger because we had to stop getting teams together.
Yeah.
So next year we're looking at 36 teams and doing the blue course and white course. We already got the date set for next year.
Oh.
June 23rd, 2020, or I'm sorry, July 23rd, 2027.
We have blue and white.
It's getting that big.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you want to get big. You have a flight in the morning and a flight in the afternoon. That's 4 whole courses. That's our goal.
That's like Coaches versus Cancer. Kind
Absolutely.
Of stuff right there.
Yeah, buddy.
Which I am always honored to be a part of.
Yes.
To just kind of like pay my small part of going there, because that goes to such a great cause.
Sure it does. I mean, there's not a person that's not affected that in your lifetime that's not been affected by
sad, isn't it?
the C
It's
word.
sad that we all can say that. We all know someone directly or indirectly that is affected by that. And that's,
I mean, everybody. I mean, look at the friends we hang out. We got,
yeah.
God bless Jackson Runkle. I mean, Jonathan's son passed away a couple of years ago. We got Richie Whitmer. He's just got through his second year clean. So
yeah.
I just got to.
I'm so happy. I got the chills. I mean,
yeah.
Rich, he toughed that out, and I'm so happy for that. And not everyone Not everyone beats it,
No.
and it's such a shame.
Yes, it is.
But every year it gets a little bit better.
Yep.
Not as much as we want it to be, but every year it gets a little bit better. Every dollar, okay. That's why I like to go there and you do like the let a celebrity hit your ball for a couple $100 or whatever. That's worth it. That really is, because every dollar goes to a chase for a cure, and we need a cure already.
Yes, sir. I mean, we got the coaches versus Kendrick. You're talking about the long drive guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My God Almighty!
Could you imagine hitting like that? I couldn't hit.
You
could
could
divide
put a
what they
shotgun behind a ball. I could hit the ball as hard as those guys do.
hit. Not at all. It's crazy. They're hitting it like 450 yards. I could maybe do half.
Yeah, I don't even play the game. If I did something like that, I'd kill somebody behind me with my discs flying out of my back, clipping somebody and cutting their jugulars.
I was just saying, I'd throw my back out, and who knows what else? Yeah, it would not be funny.
Oh,
Or maybe
man.
it would be funny. I don't know.
A little bit.
It'd be funny to see.
A little bit.
right? As I roll down the hill.
But we will apprise everybody of the situation here on July 17th. That is my football Letterman's weekend, so I'll have some mutants in there Friday night. I'll start having some of my creatures coming in to play golf on Saturday. So that's the good part about not playing golf is I don't have to wake up sore and tired like I used to when I played golf. I tell you, that's why I quit.
No.
My wife said, why don't you play golf anymore? I said, well, I don't wake up sore from playing golf than I did from playing football. Something's wrong. And I can't walk because my back's all screwy and all that stuff. So just gave it up. Couldn't do it anymore, brother.
It takes a lot out of you.
It does. But you know what I'm really good at, though? The
Watching.
drinking part of it.
Oh yeah, I'm a.
We're very good at the drinking
I'm
aspect of it.
expert level.
Yeah.
No, I'm really not. I think I am.
Yeah.
And then I get halfway and I hang out with all the experts and I realize that I'm not anymore. So even then,
Everybody gets smarter.
I can't
You
even
hang
play.
out with smart people, you get smart.
Yeah, very true.
What's going to happen when you start killing all the dead brain cells? You get smarter. So, all right. I appreciate everybody listening today to the Goons first ever hosting of a radio show.
You should do
Not
it more
all
often.
easy, man.
You should do it more often.
Jeez, I better have a
It's
fifth or
good.
sixth cup of coffee because I'm not shaking enough here. So, really appreciate you guys listening, and then we'll be back Thursday. I got some more special folks coming in Thursday afternoon. I know I have Guy Godowski for a little bit coming in late. I'm going to have some other guys early, and then next week we are off, so that's a little programming note. And then the Ironhead and I will be back in 2 weeks, but I will see you Thursday at the Lion Country Goon and Ironhead show live at the Quaker Steak and Lube, brought to you by Timberland Federal Credit Union and the brewery. My boy at the brewery. Great time. So, all right, we appreciate y'all listening, and I will see you guys. We will talk to you guys Thursday. Take care.
You look a bit nervous, hey?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcast